Let's hope Patrick's ready, because that injury ain't pretty. And, Eagles, you shut me up. Yeah, let's go. 23 NFL Divisional Round recap. Let's go. And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to Fun Info. Like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy. We have the 2023 NFL Divisional Round Saturday recap. Obviously, there were two games that were played yesterday. They were both games. I'll just put it that way. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes getting injured is the headline of the Saturday. Obviously, there's two games today. Obviously, I'm not going to get into the scores, but Bengals, Bills, Cowboys, 49ers. Of course, keys to the game came out, I think, yesterday. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy it. Here we go. Here's the highlights from the Jags and Chiefs
of this game, but it'll be Light banging the drum to lead the cheers of the Chiefs fans. Hall of Fame guard, Walter Payton Man of the Year, Will Shields. From the 8, Mahomes on the run. Kelsey in the middle. Kelsey, touchdown. Appearance for Tim Jones, the wide receiver. 3rd and 1. ETN tries to find the space. He's got much more than the one. He takes it down to the 11-yard line. And Lawrence lofting it for Kirk. Got it for the touchdown. Christian Kirk on terrific play design. Key falls right on him there. Yep. See if the Chiefs take a timeout. A little bit of confusion here as they're waiting. On 3rd and 3, hobbles back. Not going to get away from much here. And ball comes out. Is it a fumble or an incomplete pass? From 50 yards. This is 4th from 50 plus this year. That's a good looking kick. Chiefs' 3rd drive of this first half. Pacheco bouncing to the outside. Pacheco in a foot race to the sideline. And Kelsey in the end zone for another touchdown. Hot down the stretch and sneaks it inside the right upright. Mahomes starts from the 39, protected and throwing a crossing route, and Noah Gray breaks open to the 34. Operation good. Kick good. 2nd and 9. Look out from behind. Lawrence launching for Jones, who's got it. There's a flag down on the opposite side of the goal. ETN bouncing the outside, cuts it up, and in for the touchdown. And Mahomes steps up, throws to the back, touchdown. Marquez Valdez Scantling from the 9, gets it out. Agnew and the 5, lost the football. Free the pile. 4 Chiefs are there. Of the medical tent, but has not been given his helmet. 2nd and 6, pressure on. Lawrence puts it up, and it's intercepted. What a play by Jalen Watson. Overtime in the Jacksonville win over Dallas. Let's keep the game alive. Good rush from Patterson. Nice low. It spins, it's on the ground, and it's scooped up by Kadarius Toney.
And a pretty entertaining game to open the 2023 NFL Divisional Round. The Chiefs knock off the Jags as expected, 27-20. It was a pretty good game. The Jags made a lot of mistakes. Probably one of the reasons they won. They really should have won this game. Chiefs, on the other hand, Patrick Mahomes got hurt. Other than that, though, they played an okay game. Really no big plays, but that's kind of it, though. Trevor Lawrence, 24 of 39, 217 touchdown interception. Took pretty good care of the ball. Had one pretty unlucky interception. I mean, you're not going to, you can't really say anything about it. It was a crazy good play. Travis Etienne getting 10 carries. I get kind of why he was a little bit slippery, but, I mean, he was a beast when he got the ball. Jermichael Hasty got 4 carries. They were also pretty good. They ran the ball really well. Again, I get why they didn't run as much as they had to because, again, they were down, but they did run the ball well when they did. Zay Jones was definitely their big play guy. Christian Kirk could have caught a bomb. He didn't, though, and he made up for it with that first down. But pretty productive overall. Evan Ingram, 5 for 31. Wasn't getting as much separation as I'd expect. And Marvin Jones really didn't do much at all. Defensively, Rachel Jenkins did have 5 tackles. It was a pretty good game. Same with Trey Hendron. Foyce Olukong made literally every single cleanup play. Other than that, though, I mean, they didn't get any sacks. really struggled with pressure. I mean, you kind of expect that against the Chiefs. But I actually don't think their defense played super duper bad. I mean, Riley Patterson missed 2 field goals. For the Chiefs, Mahomes, when he was out there, of course, he wasn't in there for the first half. 22 of 30, 195 touchdowns. He was pretty darn good. But was throwing on off one leg at the end, obviously. But Chad Henne, 7, 23 yards in the touchdown. On one drive, of course, the 98-yard touchdown drive. He was very, very good at managing the game there. They ran the ball pretty well. Jared McKinnon got way too many snaps in shotgun. It was kind of pretty bad. They kind of knew they were going to run it because, again, they didn't really throw it to him at all. Pacheco or Pikachu was a beast, though. And, I mean, they got a couple big runs as well. Travis Kelce, 14 catches, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, 7 yards per reception for a guy who usually has 10 plus. Isn't what you expect, but he got the ball, caught 14 passes. Of course, had those 2 touchdowns, and he had 98 yards. Kadarius Stoney, pretty good, 536 for Juju, caught that 1 pass. And MBS also had a touchdown. So, yeah, no Gray, and also had a big catch, and Justin Watson also had a catch as well. Defensively, Nick Bolton did have 6 tackles. L'Jarius Sneed had 6 tackles before he got hurt. Justin Reed also had 5 tackles. Juan Thornhill had 3 tackles. Jalen Watson had, of course, the crazy interception. Frank Clark, Derek Nine both had sacks. They did get more pressure than was showed. Of course, Chris Jones made a big impact. Harrison Butker had 2 big field goals. Stats-wise, both teams had a lot of yardage. Well, I mean, not a lot. It was pretty, overall, just a good game. 2-0 turnovers are a big difference in this one. I mean, the Chiefs had the ball a lot, 10 more minutes than the Jags did. That was also a big difference. I mean, they were just straight up played cleaner football. That's really the reason they won. But both teams played pretty good football. I mean, both teams ran for the same amount of yards, about the same number of passing yards. Wasn't a super explosive game, but it was a good, fun game to watch. It was pretty clean, just overall good football game. In terms of Jags' keys to the game grades, of course, their season is now over. And what I wanted to see from this Jags offense was to run ball 15 plus time by halftime. They didn't even get close to that. Transformation on 3rd down. They ran a lot of that. It was really successful for them. And have Juwan Taylor get help from the nope. They'd actually just left him out till dry. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, which was more than once. Offensively, I honestly give them an underscore. They were able to score points. They were able to move the football pretty well. The one problem with them was when they got down in the red zone or the other side of the field, they could not convert a lot of 3rd downs. And even bigger, they had 2 bad turnovers. I don't think they played that bad of a game, though. I will give them an underscore. Defensively, same type of approach as last game they did. They didn't give a lot of big plays. But this time, you're going to have to not disguise zones. They didn't. Again, they took advantage of Patrick Mahomes coming out. I mean, yeah, the 98-yard drive was not pretty. But again, I honestly think the Jaguars will get an underscore. They kept this game close. They played a pretty decent game. I mean, yeah, the one thing, guys, they didn't have any catastrophes on offense. And defensively, they didn't really give many big plays. That's what I got for this Jags team. They played a pretty okay game, but you're not going to beat the Chiefs with an okay game. And now let's talk about the Chiefs. The O-line can't come out flat. They didn't score 30-plus points, but they didn't turn over the football, which is huge. They ran the ball really well as well, especially in the second half. The Chiefs' offense, I mean, yeah, Patrick Mahomes was on 1 leg as well. That didn't help at all. But, again, they didn't have too many big plays. I'll just give them a plus. It wasn't one of their best games, but it was a good game. Chiefs defense commit to stopping the run with 2 back to us, 2 tight run game. They could not do that. They were not good against the run. Make Trevor throw outside. They were not good against the run. But Trevor, they did make him throw outside the numbers. They did make it hard for him. They did create a couple big plays, and they were pretty conservative with tackling. They didn't give up many huge plays, which was really good to see. The reason they won this game was because of their defense. Because again, offensively at a point they didn't really have a lot. But yeah, defensively, considering they limited they got off the field a lot, I have to give them 3 pluses. Good game by the Chiefs, guys. They move on. Time for the other game. Here's Saturday night's highlights.
I enjoy a great read, a thriller, a rivalry, suspense. Like tonight, the Giants, the Eagles.
I put a spell on you.
Able to survive and thrive. The guts to take a punch. Each with a particular set of skills. Brute force has its place. Confrontations, collisions. Can Philadelphia beat New York a 3rd time? Who makes a play we remember forever? Who keeps us cool when tempers flare in the freezing cold? Expectations, emotions, tension. Experience counts. So does the scoreboard. What a read. Philly, the G-Men, in the link. The NFL playoffs on Fox.
Well, the city of Philadelphia has been taken by Jalen Hurts. In just his 2nd season, he's in the playoffs for the 2nd time. 14-1 is the start of this year. They come into this one rested after a bye earned as the #1 seed in the NFC. And they'll host a familiar foe in Saquon Barkley and the New York Giants. Big Blue rides into Philly off a big upset last week on the road. Can they shock the world again? It's a divisional matchup. In the divisional round, for the third time this season, NFC East rivals, the New York Giants and Philadelphia Eagles, go at it. This time the loser's season is over. The winner moves on to the NFC Championship game. And we'll get you set.
Rookie season. 2nd down and 8. First pass play from Jalen Hurts, who's well protected. Wants Smith. Perfectly thrown.
This evening.
3rd down and 5. Hurts will look to throw. He's got Goddard with a one-handed catch. Bayless Goddard in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jones is well protected, but the coverage is tight and he's drilled. Reddick got there again. Dust down here. Bubble screen. Devontae Smith got a block. Got a touchdown. Eagles making it look easy. Big play in both games in this playoff run. That ball is picked off. Boston Scott has been a giant killer in his career, trying to do it to him one more time. He is in. 2nd and goal. A juggle of the snap. Hurts found it, and there's the end zone ahead for another Philadelphia touchdown.
Inside linebacker. He never played inside linebacker before.
On the ground again, and a big hole for Saquon Barkley, who gallops into the secondary and gets tripped up by Marcus Epps. Direct snap. Hands it off to Matt Breida, and he finds the end zone. Touchdown, New York. Confident without being arrogant. Quiet confidence. Climbs the pocket. Ball is stripped on the ground. Elliott
Tries to fall into place exactly the way you hope they would.
2nd and 10. Jones has a wide open Richie James and a touchdown if he hangs on. Gainwell trying to get around the edge, and Kenneth Gainwell explodes all the way for another touchdown.
And in Philly, the Eagles shut everyone up by taking care of business and absolutely taking a dump on the Giants, beating them 38-7. Pretty good win for a 1 seed. Of course, the Giants were pretty. They weren't supposed to win this in the first place, and yeah, that's kind of what happened. They were overmatched. There's nothing else to say. They were just less talented. Obviously, schematically, you can say some stuff as well, but I mean, Daniel Jones, no time whatsoever. And when he did have time, again, the receivers weren't getting open. And when they did get open, they did have time. They screwed the whole thing up. Daniel Jones, again, let's see, what's 135 divided by 27? He averaged 5 yards per attempt. That's like 2 yards less than the league average. That's just telling you, did not have a good game. But obviously, an interception wasn't good as well. The pick was just literally threw it right where James Bradbury was. Pretty bad. Saquon had one big run. Other than that, he didn't really do a lot. Matt Breida, of course, had a touchdown. Daniel Jones was pretty efficient when he had the ball. Not really a lot, though. They really had no explosive plays other than that one touchdown, 40-yard run by Saquon. Now to talk about the receivers, Richie James was really probably the only guy getting separation. I mean, Darius Slayton, I don't even think he got 1 yard of separation at all. It was really bad. And Isaiah Hodgins kind of got open, kind of a complete mix back there. Marcus Johnson came in garbage time. Yeah, that's all I got there, guys. Defensively, Jalen Smith was awful. There's really nothing else to say there. I mean, he missed so many holes. He made some big tackles, though, I'll say that. Julian Love, 8 tackles, was probably just playing linebacker at this point. They didn't throw the ball over his head or anything, but basically playing linebacker. Dory Jackson got his tail burned by Devontae Smith. There's nothing else to say there. Obviously, Darren McKinney did have a sack and a strip sack as well. Kayvon Thibodeau he got juked out of his shoes, but other than that, that kind of tells you what type of game it was. Dexter Lawrence wasn't getting much penetration, getting triple teamed at times. And yeah, that's kind of all I got there. For the Eagles, I mean, Jalen Hurts shut everyone up again. Really didn't have many downfield passes. He really had 16 of 24, though 152, 2 touchdowns, 3 total as well, with the 34 yards and the touchdown on the ground. Kenneth Gainwell, of course, had a big game. Of course, the 35-yard touchdown yard in garbage time. In fact, Gardner Minshew came in, kind of told you that they blew the doors off them. They were up by 28 zip as well. It was pretty bad. But yeah, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert were definitely really good. I mean, A.J. Brown only 3 for 22, but he had some pretty good blocks against inferior blockers, if you want to call them that. Defensively, Hassan Reddick was probably the MVP of this game. I mean, yeah, he did get a lot of good, favorable one-on-ones, but he was making every single he took advantage of every single one of those. Brandon Graham also had a sack. Josh Sweat had 1.5 sacks. They had 5 sacks. 4 sacks. And, of course, James Bradbury had the interception, and Darius Slayton didn't really give anything. So, yeah. there's really nothing to complain about for the Eagles. I mean, they had 416 yards, 227 yards, 268 rushing yards, and 118 rushing yards, 6 yards played, and 4.4 yards per play. 36 minutes to 24 minutes, 1-0 turnover ratio, really wasn't much difference, but 5-1 sacks. Yeah, this game was ugly. And let's talk about this Giants offense. They didn't even get close to running the ball for 200 yards. Daniel Jones didn't have any big plays, and the receivers didn't even make the gimme catches either. Offensively, I mean, they were just overmatched. I have 4 minuses, though. They did they didn't. They sucked. Like, they got overmatched. Now, defensively, play the run with the defensive lineman driving the shoulder pads, blah, 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 blah. They didn't really actually give up too much penetration, but the linebacker again, Jalen Smith, Jesus, hit. Oh my God, so many wrong gaps. Really didn't give him any huge, long runs, but the runs, they got gashed. Let's just say that. Give him 5 minuses. That's all I got there, guys. Let's get to the Eagles. And for this Eagles offense, I really wanted them to have a consistent tempo run game. They did have that, but the passing game needs to be money. Yep, their passing game was awesome. Offensively, you can't complain at all. 5 pluses. Defensively, now keep Daniel Jones in the pocket. Yep, you have Saquon did actually get him pretty good a couple of times, but again, that was just a couple of times. They were pretty good when it comes to tackling. You know, obviously, Saquon did have time behind the line of scrimmage. Worked out somewhat well, not so well, whatever. Eagles defense, they did what they were supposed to. 5 pluses. Again, the Eagles just absolutely blew out the Giants. They again took a fat dump on them. That's really all I got for you guys there. Let's get right to the outro. Now, finish this thing off with just talking about who's going to be in the NFC Conference Championship. Blah blah blah. With that, obviously, if the Eagles are the 1 seed, they will host the NFC Championship on next Sunday. Winner of the Cowboys or 49ers will go there for that one. And as well, Bengals, Bills. If the Bills win, we will have an AFC Championship in Atlanta. So, yeah, keep that in mind. And, of course, the Bengals win. Chiefs, it would be Chiefs Bengals in Kansas City, a rematch of last year's. But, obviously, I want to see that one in Atlanta, Bills, Chiefs. That would be awesome. But, yeah, that's all I got there, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Yeah, see you in the next one.
Getting him to leave on the floor, and you see George take him over the steal. Oh, about to finish, going up to the upper room. Dave Smith, electric.